Hello, people. It's your boy Usmaan back again with another match preview. As always, we are joined by the homie BEEKS. How are we doing? But it's your boy BEEKS. How you doing,
It's your
bro?
boy Beeks. I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Yes. Good to have you on. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We got a few new faces here. Make sure you show them a lot of love in the comment section. We are joined by Chris, aka Let's Talk United. Chris, how you doing?
Yeah, good man. You?
Yeah, not too bad.
Thanks
Obviously,
for having me on.
a bit in a slightly better mood given the weekend results compared to the last game that we got absolutely humiliated.
100%.
And also we are joined by Adz. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, bro. What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Good. Absolute pleasure to have you on. Adz, recommended by the OG Flawless himself. So it should be an absolute pleasure having you on as well. And PSG fan, the only PSG fan in that blue corner. We are joined by Angus. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, absolute pleasure. You're going to be able to give us a lowdown on your team because, as you've already mentioned, a few players that are missing. I wasn't aware of all of them, but it's looking a bit more positive for my United fans going into the game. But we will be touching upon those key players up front for PSG in particular. As always, if you are joining us live, make sure you get your comments in the comment section. As Super Red fan, always in early, straight into the Fernandes. Shouldn't get captain's armband. Ollie is clueless. Listen, just give Ollie a day off for once. Like, just straight in there. We've only been live for 20 seconds, man. Ollie's never done anything just yet. Also, it's got De Gea is literally vice captain, and then we've got United. Way, as always, saying, yes, boys, the trademark. First and foremost, I'm just going to get your general consensus going into the game. Man United getting a win finally. Biggs, we'll start with you, bro. How are you feeling going into this game in terms of your morale, your sort of confidence as a fan?
Yeah, man. Obviously, like I said on a preview earlier on today, I'm optimistic. I mean, the win on the weekend against Newcastle was obviously a positive for Manchester United. Now, again, we have to beat what's in front of us, innit? Newcastle, we're better than Newcastle. We're always going to dominate that game, and obviously, I'm not going to say we're always going to win because of the form that we were on. But however, player to player, man to man, and whatnot, we should have been beating them comfortably. So that 4-1 win literally just bides time for Ollie. But at the same time, it's not to say that I'm not optimistic. I am. I believe that going into this game there'll be a bit of more confidence. Do you understand? In that squad, so they're going to be thinking, do you know what? We've just got a big win. 4-1 win, we can score goals. Obviously, defense is still a bit of a problem, but if we can stay compact and maybe hit PSG on the counter, who's to say that we can't win the game? Do you understand what I'm saying? So, but I'm not saying that it's clear cut that we can beat PSG. We have to understand PSG were the Champions League finalists last season, and it's going to be a tricky side. Even despite with all their injuries and whatnot, I still believe like they're going to give us a tough time. I mean, you have to understand their front three as well, with the likes of Mbappe, Neymar, and even you understand what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Yeah. But I just feel like like I said, if we stay compact, hit them on the counter, we can probably get a result, man. I haven't felt this optimistic.
So obviously, I'm actually generally surprised that you're this confident because that's not what I was expecting.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. But
one win against Newcastle, because you turned around. Yeah, is that it?
No, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Let me tell you what it is. Yeah, it's not that worried, but put it this way: if you had lost against Newcastle, I'll be sitting here telling you, bro, it's gonna be long. I know that it's just Newcastle, but I'm just going by that win can give a team confidence, bro. And if they can use that confidence to build on something, then who knows? That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm a little bit optimistic.
Well, obviously, wins breed confidence. But for me personally, before I pass it to you, Chris, is I have the complete polar opposite opinion on this one, Biggs. I'm not going to this game with any optimism, any confidence. Yeah. I'd take a draw right now, to be honest. I know a lot of United fans will say different things, of course. Some are more positive than me, some more negative. I don't think it's me being negative. So
no, it's your opinion. I don't blame you. I don't blame you for feeling like that. I do not blame you for feeling like that at all.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just think for me personally, they got too much quality, so I'm not confident going into this game. But Chris, what are your thoughts, mate? Obviously, Beaks a bit confident going into it. What are your thoughts?
Well, look, 10 points normally gets you through. Yeah, win your home games, get a point away. That normally does it. So if we go there and get a point tomorrow, it puts us in a really good place. And you know, like teams go by reputation. So as Beak said, yeah, PSG were finalists last year. You look at that and you go, well, clearly they're well ahead of us. Well, actually, when you look at I think it's 8 players missing, and then you actually look at the names on a piece of paper, you go, do you know what? There's not that much difference between the two lineups. If you sit there and work out the 11 you can pick for United, which I think people are doing a bit, and the 11 that you can do for PSG, and you look at them on paper, you sort of take Neymar and Mbappe out of that equation, and it's very even. Those two will probably be the match winners if there is one. If I have got any negativity in what I think. But I think if we play 5 at the back, or sort of a 3-4-1-2, if you like, sit deep, let Fred take care of whoever plays on the left, whether that be Mbappe and Neymar, not sure which one of those will play up front or who will play on the left, with Icardi out. But if Fred looks after that left-hand side, a little bit like Herrera did to them last year, ironically he'll be playing against us tomorrow. And if he does that, and then I think we won't let him behind. We won't let Mbappe go behind. We can play against these strengths by sitting deep. And Rashford and Martial will have a field day on the counter-attack. I believe it. I think we can get a result. I mean, it could go the other way. They score early, PSG, and the floodgates could open like Tottenham. But if we can get the first goal on the break, then could be anything, you know.
Yeah, no, I think for this, well, for every game that we play, but especially when playing against the bigger teams like PSG, for example, we have to score first and counter-attack them. We've got to be realistic. A lot of United fans are not going to be happy to hear that because, you know, they have this sort of arrogance still. Oh, we're Manchester United, we're at Old Trafford, we should be playing a certain way. Look, you've got to be within the times and, you know, where your current situation is. So I do agree with you, Chris. I do think if we do score early on, then of course anything can happen. But for me personally, the fear is, which we will touch on a bit later on, is that, you know, Neymar in particular. I know Mbappe is going to get a lot of the sort of headlines. But Adz, what are your thoughts, bro, going to this? Are you confident like Beaks, or are you a bit skeptical?
To be honest, I am quite confident. Obviously, like Beeks said, like the confidence from previous games, we did go on that run before. Obviously, a lot of the confidence built up from the previous games. I feel like this 4-1 win definitely guides us to a positive result against PSG. It just depends realistically who we play. It just depends who we play, and if our players are up for it. I just believe if anyone says we can't win, that's fair enough. They're just being realistic. If people say that we can win, they're being realistic as well. With Manchester United, anything can happen. Realistically, we're a team best known for coming up with the unexpected. And honestly, with how poor we've been recently, I feel like we can do that. Because we're Manchester United at the end of the day, bro. You know what? I'm going to say this now. If Fred plays tomorrow, a lot of the energy will come from the midfield and it will thrive up to Martial to score goals. If Matic plays tomorrow, it's going to be very, very slow.
If Matic plays tomorrow, you must forget about it.
It's going to be very, very slow. And you know what? I get a lot of hate for saying Fred's better than Matic, but it's just proven that Fred's better than Matic. He's proven it. He's literally proven it last season. So, yeah, I'm confident. I'm 50-50. But I'm going to stay on the positive side and say that we can bag a 2-1 tomorrow.
Well, Angus, coming to you, you've heard what the Man United guys are saying. I seem to be a bit more on your corner at the moment. But what are your thoughts going into this game? Like you've already mentioned, some PSG fans you've spoken to aren't as positive because of the injuries, but you're still expecting the win.
Yeah, so we've obviously got a lot of injuries, but then on the other hand, we still have Neymar and Mbappe, which are, you know, two of the best attacking players in world football, and they'd give any defence, you know, a really good game, and they could be looking at the injuries that you guys have in defence tomorrow, and, you know, seriously want to, you know, well, they'll be hoping you hold a high line so they can get in behind, probably score early like we have in other games, and then hopefully try and kind of grind out a fairly solid win. They've been on a 5-match winning streak and they've scored 16 goals in the last 5 games, and they've only conceded 1. So at the end of the day, though, anything can happen. And yeah, I'm looking forward to a good game.
Yeah, and obviously you've just mentioned the form that you're going. Of course, Beeks kind of mentioned the momentum from our game. In terms of, you know, the form that your players in at the moment, who do you think is going to cause the most threat from your team, and where do you think you can exploit our weaknesses?
I think the main 2 men are Neymar and Mbappe. We're missing Verratti, so there's not going to be much happening in midfield, which could see Neymar drop back into midfield or maybe see Pablo Sarabia play as a playmaking role. You'll also have Di Maria, who's massively important to the side on the right wing. A fan favorite at Manchester United. But yeah, so I think they'll definitely be looking to get in behind, play on the counter attack, and try and score.
Yeah, no. In terms of the high line, honestly, God, if Oli plays a high line, you might as well just not turn up. For me personally, that would be the definition of suicide. Mbappe is one of the quickest, if not the quickest players, is running into space in the world. Generally, everyone knows Mbappe's ability. And for me personally, I agree with you, Beeks, in terms of we've got to be compact. And I personally think we've got to sit back and counter attack. And I know that's not what United fans want to hear, but if we give the amount of space that we did for Saint-Maximin to the likes of Neymar, we're going to get absolutely destroyed. Biggs, what are your thoughts in terms of how our threats going forward and where we can hurt them? What do you reckon?
Do you know what? I understand. If we play a high line, yeah, R.I.P. Oli, innit? Do you get me? If Oli goes let's play a high line, just letting you know, I'm probably gonna drive to Old Trafford or whatnot, Carrington and them places, and I'm gonna be waiting for Oli because I'm not gonna stand for that rubbish. Do you understand? That's all nonsense, bruv. Yeah. Listen, we need to make sure we play it safe. Sometimes I'm a person. I've got to be real in it. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can't go there thinking that you can go toe to toe with PSG, bro. We got to be realistic. Sometimes, just put your hands up, man. Just say, look, listen, they're the better side. Let them come in. Let's just stay compact, defend, and hit them on the counter. We've got pace, bro. You understand? With the likes of Rashford and Martial and whatnot, we've got pace. Unfortunately, I don't think Greenwood's in the squad. Obviously, that would have helped.
I think Greenwood, Maguire, Cavani, and Bailly, I believe, are not travelled. Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, right? So, but there's pace there, and we can definitely hurt them if we stay compact. You just this. I know everyone wants to see fluidity. They want to see good football and whatnot. But you're going against the likes of PSG, bro. Sometimes just pay respect and just put your hands up. It's at their ground. We are
Old Trafford. We are Old Trafford, I think.
Is it OT?
I think
the game is in Paris.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, apologies. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's in Paris.
I've looked at the wrong fixture.
So we just have to be real, man, and just say, look, listen, let them play their football, and whenever we have an opportunity, we've got to be clinical as well, bro. That's what we have. Key word is clinical. Take our opportunities because we're not going to get 10, 15 chances against PSG. Come on, man. Let's be real. You understand? We have to make sure we go there with a plan and we execute the plan. Do you understand? But that's not to say that PSG are a dead team. But we know what PSG are capable of. Just like what AJ said, the fact is they've got Mbappe and they've got Neymar. Them two will kill us. Look, our defense right now is a bit shaky. They're going to kill us. That's why we need a plan. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, Chris, obviously myself and Beeks kind of agreeing in terms of how we should approach the game. In terms of, I don't want to call it a negative, but I'd probably say a more conservative. Would you agree with that? And where do you think we kind of hurt PSG, if anywhere, so to speak?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, there's a very fine difference between being negative and because with Mourinho, it would have very much been park, and even when we get the ball, still park. It can't be like that. It can't be just lump it out, wait for the ball to come back. It has to be, okay, they've got the ball, they've got Mbappe, they've got Neymar. We know what's going to happen. We know they're going to want to get in behind. Let's retreat. But when we've got the ball, we've got to use it, be quick in transition, get the ball. And if we've got possession, if they're going to have periods where they let us have the ball, we've got to use it. There's no we'll lump it forward because we're going to be too scared to commit Tellez forward, for instance, if he's playing left wing back. He wants to be the other side of the field. Fair enough, when they get the ball back, you need to retreat. And look, maybe an unpopular opinion, but you look at the 11 that PSG are going to put out tomorrow, and if you take Mbappe and Neymar out of it, it's poor. It's not, with the injuries, I mean, I know they're not a poor side, but you take out the midfield like Verratti and the young Argentinian, Icardi, you take out, if Marquinhos is doubtful, and if he misses the game, the centre-backs are poor. So are us, because we've got no Maguire, no Bailly tomorrow. That's another reason why we need to play 3 centre-backs.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably have to play
3 centre-backs afield.
I think it's going to be Twanzebe, Shaw and Bailly, and Lindelof.
Okay, I probably agree with that personally, but it's just me.
Shaw left centre back. I would have thought.
I'd agree with that personally. I think that's the right way to approach that.
Yeah, and then you can have Tellez as a left wing back because I don't think Tellez can play as a left. I know he's a left back, but I think against a team like PSG, he can't play left back. He's too attacking. But as a left wing back with Shaw covering him, I think he'll be fine. I'm really positive about it because I think that defensively they're going to be shaky. I don't think Navas is a very good goalkeeper, and if we can put two men on do a job on Neymar coming in off the left, then they've got to get behind us with Mbappe. We've just got to make sure they can't do that. If he does that job properly, Ollie, I don't think they've got too much else to offer.
Wow. Okay. Before we come to you, I just want to bring you in, Angus, there, because as he's just said, apart from Neymar and Mbappe, you don't have much to offer. I personally don't agree with that because that snake Di Maria will come and bite us. But excuse the pun. But what are your thoughts on that, Angus? Obviously, it's quite evident that both the boys are fairly confident it's a two-man team on your post.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's, you have got, when you've got two players like Neymar and Mbappe, they're always going to be highlighted. And, managers are always going to look at that and try and shut them down. And what's happened in the French league a lot is teams have tried to shut Neymar and Mbappe down so often that Di Maria's ended up scoring more or having a better game because he is then so open. He's given so much space to do whatever he wants. And Pablo Sarabia always has that type of effect. If he plays tomorrow, if he comes off the bench or if he starts, he's always seems to crop up in the right area. Herrera, Danilo Pereira, and Gay could be playing in midfields tomorrow. And although they don't necessarily offer much in attack, they're a fairly solid unit. You guys will know a lot about under Herrera, obviously. And although we're missing Paredes and Verratti, the midfield isn't as good as what it can be. So, yeah, I see what he says, but obviously there are players who can come in and do really good things.
Yeah, no, I completely. In terms of the midfielders, that was actually the next question I was going to ask. Do you think there's a case that if we are going to win this game, it will be that midfield battle? I know it's such a generic thing to say, but on paper, without Verratti, our midfield is actually better than this. What do you think about that?
I'd probably agree, to be honest. PSG's midfield has been bad at the best of times, even with a fully strength team. We've had to watch games where Bernat and Dani Alves have played centre mid. So, to have players who can actually play midfield is a bonus. However, we really could do with Verratti and maybe even Leandro Paredes in tomorrow's match.
Yeah, Adz, coming to you, who do you think should play in midfield for Man United? You've listened to Angus regarding who's going to play for PSG or who potentially is going to play because of injuries. Who do you think is the right pairing? Because a lot of people are talking about Fred and McTominay. They've done it before in Paris. They had a fairly good game against Newcastle. Do you think that's the right way to go? Or do you think Matic will come back in because of his experience?
You know what? I'm going to say Matic will play, but I don't want him to because I know Oli has that favoritism with him. Honestly, I feel like Fred's strong with everyone. Obviously, we've seen Fred and Bruno play together solid. We've seen Fred and McTominay play together. Fred's made McTominay stronger. Realistically, he has. Without Fred with McTominay is really poor. And we've seen that. I just feel like Fred will always be underrated, but the United fans that care and respect the player, they can see what he does on that pitch. Yeah. And I hear people gassing about Matic all the time. It just needs to stop. He's really not that good. Yes, he did save our back in 5 games, but after that, he was slipping. So you know what? I'd play Fred, Bruno, and McTominay tomorrow. I'd actually play them 3 tomorrow. Only because I know Bruno he's going to be captain, so he has to play. And obviously, Fred is a powerhouse. When he's in his prime, he's a powerhouse. And we've seen his prime last season. I know apparently he's been told by Oli that he needs to, just rest up a little bit because he played loads of games last season. I think that was good for him because under Mourinho, he isn't playing much. And then as soon as he comes out for like one-off game, he wasn't playing. He wasn't literally on the pitch. Basically, metaphorically, he wasn't there. His head wasn't in the game. But as soon as he starts playing more games, you see the real Fred. You see why we bought him. You see why he's over 50 million. So yeah, Bruno, McTominay, and Fred tomorrow. I'd play them 3 tomorrow.
Right. Okay. So you've gone for Bruno. This is going to be controversial. This because I'm not going to lie. You put Van de Beek and Pogba on the bench. Of course, Pogba you know, he's world class. We know what he's capable of on his day. Listen to what Angus has got to say regarding their midfield. Surely Pogba will be able to dominate that for me personally. But Beeks, what do you reckon? Do you agree with what Adz said regarding his midfield three, or would you go with something different?
No, I hear what Adz is saying. Innit? Fair play to you. Innit? I think I'm not gonna lie. I think you really hate Matic. You know, the way you're talking about Matic right now. I think there's an agenda out here, boy. But you know what? Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I don't think Matic is that bad, but I wouldn't play him in this game. You have to understand, that Matic is a person with experience. If you don't have experience like that, sweeping up and doing what he's got to do, then you're in trouble. But I hear you with a Fred. I hear you with Fred. I know Fred is good. Like Fred is. You're right. Fred is underrated, but you have to understand there was times where Fred was dog shit for us at one point, and somehow he turned it around. So you know what? I'll give you that. Fred is a player. I just wouldn't go with what I wouldn't go with what you said. You'd have to put Pogba in the midfield with the midfield that Angus has given us. I mean, you need someone out there that's going to dominate and spray the passes, look for opportunities when we do have the ball, and hit PSG where it hurts. We do need someone that's going to be able to spray the ball in the wide areas whenever we're attacking. I mean, you need the likes of Pogba in the midfield. I would leave Fred there if you had to, but for me personally, I wouldn't.
So who you going? Big, so you going for then? Who's your midfield three?
Midfield three. Obviously, Fernandes will play, and I'll probably put Pogba. And it's mad I'm going to say this. I'll probably say McTominay, bro, because of energy and whatnot. I need someone there with legs. I need someone there that's going to cover up. McTominay is a person that can protect the back three as well. If I'm not, because we're here saying Slayton Matic as well, because Matic ain't got the legs. It's going to be a high intensity game. If that's the case, I'd rather put McTominay, Pogba, and Bruno Fernandes in that midfield.
All right, interesting. So you've gone slightly different. Listen, if you are viewing right now, you're live in the building. Put your midfield three in for us. Obviously, we're not going to talk too much about Cavani. We'll do that on the return fixture because, of course, Cavani's not in contention for this one. But put your midfield three in because we've got two different options there. Before I come to you, Chris, I'm just interested to see what Angus has said about them two midfield threes. Are you surprised that United fans are not putting Pogba in there? Are you surprised? Or is there any of our midfielders that you definitely don't want to play against?
I mean, yeah, obviously, I'd be delighted if I saw that Pogba wasn't playing tomorrow. He is a world-class player. He's big, he's strong. I feel like he'd be the type of player who could break down Herrera, Gay, and Danilo Pereira, who none are particularly creative midfielders, and you could potentially get away with not needing to play such a defensive team. I also think Fred's really good. And I think I'd rather see Matic play because, as you guys have said, Matic is a lot slower. And I think being slow like that actually plays into PSG's hands a little bit.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
100.
Yeah, I'd be scared if Matic is playing. Him trying to track back when Neymar and Mbappe are on the counter attack. You must forget about it. Like you must just don't bother Matic. You're not catching up to either of them, brother.
No way.
Yeah, so we've got two contrasting ones. It's interesting to see a perspective of a rival fan because a lot of United fans don't really have that sort of respect for Pogba as much as, in my personal opinion, they should do. Chris, I'll come to you because my midfield is similar but different to both of the lads. Chris, what have you got for us in midfield three?
Do you know what? I'm going to surprise everybody now because, like, with my five at the back, I need to be able to explain this, yeah. But for me, Fernandes will play in the 10. I play Fred and McTominay. Right, and the reason being, Fred's going to play on the right-hand side of that central midfield trio, yeah. He needs to take care of whoever's on the left, Mbappe and Neymar. And as I think Usmaan said, Pogba ain't going backwards. Like, it ain't happening. And you can have, so I think, for me, I play Fred on that right-hand side. And if you're going to do that, the other person has to be McTominay. Because Matic is not mobile, and Pogba just isn't going backwards. So that's why I'm playing McTominay. I'm playing McTominay so that we can afford Fred to go and mark that left-hand side. So I really, really feel if you stop them coming from down that side, you stop a lot of what they got. And I want to kind of correct what I said earlier. When I said they haven't got much else, I don't mean they haven't got quality players, but I mean they haven't got other players that will cut through us if we're playing deep. That's really what I meant. Not that they're not good quality players. Yeah, they're midfielders.
Yeah.
They got
You know what coming for you. You know what coming for your neck. That's
nah, but they're good players, but they ain't gonna carve us open. And they're not. And if you get Fred out there and covering that left hand side and try and make them come down the other side, I know what you're saying about Di Maria, etc., but it's less threatening. It is less threatening. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I'd rather leave Aaron Wan-Bissaka exposed than Telles. In that situation.
I've done a bit of madness with my lineup actually. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably not gonna. I don't think anyone's gonna agree with it, but I'm gonna say it anyways. But listen, let's go to the team selection. Obviously, we've done the midfield. I'm just gonna throw it out here for the Man United guys. Obviously, Angus, you can tell us about your formation. Is anyone objectifying against the 3-5-2? Because I feel like that's probably our best option. Anyone play anything different or
no, I ain't got nothing against that, man. I'll stick with that, bro.
Yeah, okay, cool. We'll stick with the 3-5-2. Obviously, Angus, you can give yours as well. So, for me personally, De Gea and that. So I'll do my back three, and then obviously I'll pass it to you guys. So De Gea and that, fantastic against Newcastle in general. He's starting to get back to where he's been in terms of his confidence. Good to see him. Also, if you are tuning in live, make sure you give us your team selection of what you think about ours. And of course, drop a like and subscribe if you're new. We do appreciate it. We're very close to 1K. Anyways, De Gea and that, right centre back. I've gone for Wan-Bissaka. The reason being, obviously, my right wing back, obviously, I'll tell you that in a second. But I've gone for Wan-Bissaka because I just think, for me personally, going forward, he's not fantastic. I know he's got an absolute banger. But the person I put right wing back, I think they'll offer more going forward. Centre back, Lindelof, sweeper, of course. Left centre back, Luke Shaw. So I basically got two fullbacks in the defensive positions. I feel like they're going to get dragged out in the wide positions a lot. I think they'll just be more comfortable. I'm not sure about Tuanzebe's fitness. I would love to see Tuanzebe, but I just think this is his first game back and he's going to be playing against Neymar and Mbappe. I just think that's a baptism of fire. I don't know if that's the right game for him. Beeks, we'll come to you, bro. What's your, obviously, who's in your net and who's your back three?
The back, your back three was actually, just quick question: is Williams in the squad?
No,
he's not my right wing back. Don't worry.
I already know who your right wing back is, but but my back three was that. The maddest thing, I was going to play Wan-Bissaka right centre back with Lindelof and Shaw. That's what I was going to do. But if Williams was in, I would put Williams as the right wing back, and then obviously that's what I would have done.
I haven't checked because I don't know if he's travelled or not.
I'm not too sure, but if he did, that's what I would have done. I would have put Williams as the.
A lot of people in the comments say we might see Rojo. I might have a heart attack if that happens. Lord have mercy.
We're playing with 10 men. He's gonna go
exactly. Chris, what are you going for? So obviously we've gone for the same, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Tuanzebe, Lindelof, and Shaw. If Tuanzebe's fit and available to play the 90 minutes, if not, it wouldn't surprise me if he plays Matic in the middle of the three. You know.
Okay, interesting. William has traveled according to M10S. So thank you very much, brother.
Thank you, bro.
Adz, what's your back three? I'm assuming we'll go for De Gea as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, De Gea. I don't think Henderson will ever play in this tournament. I can't see him playing. I can't see him playing this tournament.
I could see him playing against Istanbul and them, man. You know them ones there. Like
that's a fair shout. That's a fair shout. I just think when it's against Saint-Germain, you're gonna have none of the fan base back in Henderson to start. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, against Istanbul, yeah, I'd like to see Henderson play because I feel like his confidence is progressing and he's wanting to become a Manchester United goalkeeper, and I like that. You know what? I can't disagree with Chris's back three. I'm gonna go with his because I think that's completely solid. Like you said, Tuanzebe, you know, we don't really know what he's saying in terms of match fitness, but he's obviously a solid player. We've seen him, obviously, when we lost 1-0 against Newcastle, he was our best player then. I like to see the same shades of performances there. Obviously, he is a solid defender, sure, and obviously Lindelof, but I can't see Lindelof making mistakes in this tournament. I can't see him making mistakes in the tournament. I think he's going to try to save his own skin and try pull up madness tomorrow. Just try going for everything he can.
I'm going to come back to your ads after the game, brother. Don't worry. What did you say about Lindelof? Yeah, to be honest, I would love to see Tuanzebe start. I personally just don't think it's the right game for him. Right, come to you, Angus. What's the formation that you think you can go for? And obviously, who's your defense?
Well, I think it'll be some sort of 4-3-3. Tuchel likes to play with it in game, but most of them can go back to a 4-3-3. And we'll have Navas in goals, Florenzi at right back, either Marquinhos or Diallo, depending on fitness at right centre back, Kimpembe at left centre back, and then Kurzawa or maybe Mitchell Bakker if he's fit.
I don't know. I'm going to be very honest with you, Angus. I don't know anything about those left backs. Can you just give us a bit of, I don't know if the guys have seen them play either, but like, what are they like? You know, are they good enough to start? What are your thoughts on them?
Obviously, Bernat being injured isn't great. Mitchell Bakker's 20 years old. He's come from Ajax 2 years ago, so he's been improving. He's got the old defensive mistake in him, but he's better than Kurzawa. And Kurzawa's linked to the Premier League every summer.
Yeah, Kurzawa's linked to us all the time, isn't he?
Yeah, we want him gone. He's probably third choice left back at this current point. So yeah, neither of the options are ideal.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. So obviously, us guys, we both. I didn't give my midfield three actually. My midfield three, I've gone for Fred, Pogba, and Bruno. Actually, I agree with the Fred comments from Adz. I just think he's better on the ground, and I think based on what Angus has said, obviously Idrissa Gueye and what do you call it, Herrera, sorry, them two in particular, they're very tenacious and they're very quick along the ground. I just don't think it matches with Matic playing. I'm not opposed to McTominay, but I just think Fred's got a bit more about him for me personally on the ball, and I think we're going to have to look after the ball a lot in this game because we're not going to see a lot of it for large durations. But anyways, going into the wing backs, left wing back, no brainer. Telles has to start for me. I'm going to be fuming if he doesn't play Telles at left wing back. Genuinely, Luke Shaw has to be left centre back for me. It's a no brainer. Right wing back, obviously BEEKS know who it is. This is going to get a lot of shit, so I'm just waiting for everyone. It's Dan James for me personally.
It literally cut him out.
All right, Usmaan, we can't hear you.
Let me explain.
Right,
okay. BEEKS knows the explanation. Angus is probably thinking, what the fuck? But let me explain. First and foremost, right?
I thought he was going to say fucking Mensah.
No, defensively, right? I don't think it's going to be a problem having that because they've just got a ridiculous amount of pace. It's going to be Marky Neymar, but Wan-Bissaka's going to be there anyways, covering that area. So I don't think it's going to be a problem that way because if he plays right wing, hypothetically speaking, Dan James does, he's going to be tracking Neymar anyways because there's no way he's going to be on the pitch without he's basically part of G-Sung for us this game. Like, he has to be part of G-Sung for me. Like, he's got the legs to get up and down. It's about the pace because they have got pace to burn, and we're gonna have, and plus he gives us something on the counter. Realistically speaking, for me, Wan-Bissaka, I trust him in defensive duties, and I think going forward, yeah, granted he's not fantastic, and I won't be opposed to seeing Williams there. By all means, if that's Williams there, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, why is Williams? Because I don't mind if Williams starts, but I just think Dan James. He looked very good against Newcastle. Yes, he's on the wrong side, but I just think he'll offer a lot going forward and defensive with his pace. Just tracking back against Neymar because Neymar is absolutely devastating. Like he's just next level. And I know he's not a defender by nature, but I just think I think he'll be able to cope with him. To be honest, with the two of them together, obviously they're gonna have to double up on him anyways. Either way, so if you played a 4-2-3-1, I think Dan James will probably start anyways. Because Greenwood's not going to be available. So I don't think it makes that much of a difference, really. Again, I know that's really controversial and no one's going to agree with it, but it is what it is. BEEKS, I know you knew I was going to say that. But Chris, we'll bring you in. Who are your two wing backs? And then obviously your thoughts on that one.
Yeah, I agree with the left wing back. Telles has to be, doesn't it? Like Luke Shaw's got to play left centre back. Completely agree. I agree that Neymar, if anyone's going to tear us apart, it's going to be him. And that's why Aaron Wan-Bissaka absolutely has to play that position.
Yeah.
I mean, I get James's pace. I do get it. However, it's Neymar's not. He's not James. Like, he's not just a runner. He hasn't just got burners. Like, and James isn't going to cope. It doesn't matter if he can keep up with him. He's still going to get beat. Whereas if Aaron Wan-Bissaka, that's for me, he's the best defensive right back in the world against probably the most skillful player in the world. Like, it's something I want to see. So yeah, I'd love to see that battle. So for me, Aaron Wan-Bissaka right back.
Fair enough. Like I said, I'm not. I think the James one is just me trying to think outside the box. But Adz, who are your two options and what are your thoughts?
Like Chris said, Wan-Bissaka on the right all day. I just feel like he's confident and he'll just go in for tackles when he knows he can make them, which is the type of player he is. Telles on the left, obviously. I don't think you can call Shaw in that position because he's way more defensive than attacking. I just don't think. I think obviously a lot of the fans wanted him to start attacking, but now we have Tellez. We have that option now, so Luke Shaw doesn't have to go anywhere. He just have to stay back and defend. I do want to touch base on what you said though, Usmaan. Fred, Bruno, and Pogba as a midfield three has been the most gassed. Literally, when Bruno came into the team, that was the most gassed midfield three, and we haven't seen any action with them three together. And I really want to see that now. So let's just see what Ollie does. Let's just see what he does.
Interesting. Beeks, who are your two wing backs? Obviously, Tellez being one. Who's the other one?
Williams.
Okay.
I went for Williams because I think Williams right-sided is can do more of a job there. I believe he can be really effective there. He's good defensively and he can track back and he can offer something going forward as well. So I believe that Williams can. I would put Williams there and then have Wan-Bissaka on that right hand side as a centre back. That way, when they're doubling up, you know that all right, cool, we're protected there. Everything's quick block. Like no, you can't penetrate that. Hopefully, I'm hoping we don't get slaughtered for me saying that. But yeah, that's why I would go for Williams on that side.
Yeah. To be fair, I think Williams is probably the most sort of sensible decision, to be honest. Mine's completely left field. It might just.
I get why you said it though, because when you
play with my dad every game if I put him there.
When you dissected it yesterday, I said, you know what? All right, fair play, Usmaan, because you want the United.
Listen. I'll be honest with you. I know it's ridiculous, but you know, stranger things have happened. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, Angus, you've heard what we've said. What are your thoughts? Who's your midfield? Who would you go for personally?
So for us, we've got the most uncreative midfield possible. We've got Idrissa Gay, Ander Herrera, and our new signing Danilo Pereira. We're missing Paredes and Verratti, so we're kind of we've forced Tuchel's hand almost. So yeah, that's all we've got really.
Fair enough. The fact that you're saying that it's not the most creative midfield for me personally, I'm hoping, this is my hope, that the front three, obviously I know Neymar kind of comes deep and collects the ball, etc., and he will do that consistently. But I just hope that they don't get the supply, and they're kind of starved off that sort of supply. That's my sort of hope going into this game. But let's finish off with the front two. I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I'm assuming all of us have agreed with the front two because there's only two options. Martial and Rashford for me. Personally, Rashford's starting to look a bit better this season. The last couple of games, he's been one of the better players. Martial hasn't got off the mark. It'd be a fantastic opportunity for him to actually stay a claim to a lot of people who are doubting him. Is there any objections to that at all? Anyone doing anything different? Agallo and I don't know, Fellaini back on loan. I don't know. Anyone else? Dan James up front. I'm going to put Dan James up front in the bloody hell.
If it happens, I'm coming for your neck, rude boy.
Yeah, I'm not like it's my fault. Rake, just the last question before score prediction, and Chris, we'll come to you first and foremost, bro. Where do you think the game's going to be won and lost?
Probably the defenses with the two makeshift defenses. Like the strengths are the same, I think, with the pacing behind and the skill of like Rashford, not comparing him to Neymar, but the pace and the skill of the front players. I think it's going to be who copes with the defensive injuries best, like who can reshape. And I think with PSG, like I know Man United's got a reputation of playing a certain way, but with PSG, they're literally from the top. Like I don't know if AJ will agree with me, but it's like they're only allowed to play one way, to the point that even if they go up, it will still continue, and we'll still be able to camp in, and we'll still be able to break. Like I don't think that will change the pattern. So I think the game will be won or lost in who dares to play the highest line.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid point. If we're, obviously, as myself and Beeks have already said, if we're playing a high line, Lord have mercy on us. Just please, I beg. I can't sit through another Tottenham Hotspur performance, man. Honestly, God. Adz, what are your thoughts? Where do you think the game's going to be won and lost?
You know what? I just want to start by saying the gas for this game is a lot bigger than the game that we had against them last time we were in the Champions League. I think there's a lot of division in the fan base right now with the results.
Yeah.
Obviously, no, they can't be a highlight tomorrow. They can't be, because you know all the hate Ollie's gonna get tomorrow. It's gonna be massive. I think even if we bag a win with that crap, I think Ollie will still get thousands of fans hating on him, but we can't do that. I just, I'm not gonna say anything else. I'll just say I hope United win tomorrow. I feel like we have a chance to. I feel like PSG have a massive chance to as well. We're both attacking teams. If you put PSG's attack compared to ours, it's not looking good for us. It's not looking great for us. But as I said before, we make stuff happen, even when it's expected or unexpected. And obviously, tomorrow will be a good game. Will be a good clash.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We got a few comments here. A few people arguing. The United will put Rashford with outshine and Mbappe. Don't know about that one. Yeah, standard. We got a reply here from awesome_HH. I'm assuming he's a PSG fan. Basically saying, what the hell are you talking about? Akil saying here, and I do agree with this. I think Neymar is going to be the man. I know a lot of people talk about Mbappe, but I think Neymar is top 3 in the world for me personally. I massively rate him. I think, a lot of his antics when he's diving, etc., kind of overshadows his ability. I think he's sensational. And a lot of people saying the game will be decided based on whether Neymar has got his shooting boots on. Obviously, he's going to be causing us a lot of problems. Hopefully, Dan James pockets him. I'm joking. Right, listen, Angus, you heard what we've said. Obviously, BEEKS, I'll pass it to you afterwards. Where do you think the game's going to be won or lost, Angus, for you, mate?
I think it's going to be the midfield. And if PSG's attack is starved, then Neymar's going to have to work back. Di Maria's going to have to work back. And it kind of depends on how well they do that. And if Thomas Tuchel is going in at half time and the midfield's being dominated, he could decide to bring on someone like maybe Julian Draxler or Pablo Sarabia just to shake things up a little bit, or maybe even change to a 4-4-2, which we've seen in the past.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Obviously, you've spoken about the lack of creativity, and I think Draxler is a fantastic player. I'm a fan of his. I think in the number 10 position, I'm not sure if he plays there frequently, but I'd be surprised if he's not starting against his Man United defense. To be honest.
There's a reason Julian Draxler doesn't play these types of games. He's been benched for 17-year-olds in the past. He just hasn't been as promising as he used to at Schalke, and PSG are better off playing 3 defensively solid midfielders than putting Julian Draxler, who may or may not do something.
All right, fair enough. Obviously, your front 3 speaks for itself, doesn't it, really? As long as you get the ball to them, if they get the supply, then anything can happen, really. BEEKS, just to finish off, maybe before we do the score predictions, what are your thoughts? Where do you think the game's going to be won or lost?
No, I agree before. It's the high line, man. If any team plays the high line, then whoever plays the high line, hold tight. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because it's going to be dangerous. Both teams have got attacking fast players, bro. Like fast attacking players. So... And the thing is, if Neymar, hold tight the person that put that comment there. Yeah, if Neymar has his shooting boots, it is game over. The guy just bagged the hat trick in the international break not long, and when I saw them, I was just thinking, fuck my life, man. I don't want to play against him. The guy's unbelievable, bro. Like, so on his day, if it's his day tomorrow, then RIP Man United. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. He won't listen. He's coming out for vengeance, bro. Did he not? He didn't play. He didn't play the last game.
He did. He was on this. That meme was on Neymar's face.
He's coming for us, bro. He's coming for us. And I just hope and pray he don't cause us any damage, man.
Yeah, no. Hopefully he doesn't turn up, and obviously, like you said, hopefully he doesn't have a shooting boots. We've got a couple of comments here. I'll put them on the screen already, but I'll read them out. I know my unbiased opinion, Manchester United should work on counter-attacks if they want to expose PSG's defence. I completely agree. For me personally, we just got to soak up pressure and hit him on the break with the likes of Martial, Rashford, and my boy Dan James, a right wing back, to exploit them. I swear to God, if he's playing right wing back and he has a world,
I'm just gonna message you. I swear, I'll just be like, you know what?
I'm atting you all, boys. I'm atting you all. No, but jokes aside, we need to just sit back and soak up pressure. For me personally, be as compact as possible. Neymar's gonna try and do his thing. Obviously, get the ball deep. I personally think what's gonna happen is we're gonna start very well. First 10-15 minutes, be very compact, and I'm hoping Neymar starts to get frustrated and drop deep and collect the ball from deep and try to do it himself. This is very wishful thinking because no one knows we'll probably concede in the first 8 seconds like we have the last 2 games. But we've got to have that hope, boys, haven't we? We've got to have that hope. We got comedy from Flawless. Obviously, yes, big up my people. Usmaan and my young G. Adz, yes, Flawless. My homie, I appreciate you, man. Love always. And also Rich saying, We often do well in the big games. Of course, this is a big game for us, in particular in this group. If we get anything out of this group, we'll have a chance of getting through, realistically speaking. And yeah, just to finish off on the score predictions, I'll start with Beeks. Beeks, what's your score prediction? What are your thoughts, bro?
I'm going to play it safe, I'm going 2-2.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going 2-2. There's going to be goals. I think there's going to be goals. I'm going to say 2-2. I think we can get a point.
Okay. Chris, what are you saying? What's your score prediction?
Yeah, Beeks literally just stole it out of me, man. But yeah. But I'm going to stick with it anyway. Yeah, I agree. 2-2.
I would take if someone offered me a 2-2 now, I would take that every day of the week. Adz, what's your score prediction, bro?
I'm gonna go 2-1 United. Honestly, I feel like PSG will score early on. I think we'll net one back before half time, and then obviously we'll get like a penalty at the end of the game.
Ain't confident,
Honestly, that would be so typical. I think Rashford is the man in form, really. Him and Bruno at the moment. And Angus, sorry, brother, what's your score prediction?
I think it'll be 3-1 PSG. I'm gonna back the boys.
Oh my God, my heart, man.
The funny thing is, Ryan, this is the first time I'm ever doing this on this channel. I've gone for us to lose. Not obviously, I genuinely think we're gonna lose this game. I don't know why so many United fans are so confident. Like, I'm really shocked. Like, our defense just held 6 against Spurs, right? We've not got Maguire. We've not got Bailly. We don't know what Ali's gonna do in the midfield. I haven't got a clue what he's gonna do. I'm really hoping I'm wrong. I don't think it's gonna be. They're not gonna batter us. I think it's gonna be really tight. I just think it's gonna be one of them games that their class just shines through. So I'm gonna say I think it's gonna be 2-1 PSG. Personally, I think they're just gonna have too much quality for us because I just don't trust our defense. I generally don't trust our defense. I'm hoping I'm completely wrong and they're putting a performance that they did last time and they're resilient, they're compact. And to be fair, we've done well against Man City last season, so I'm hoping it's a similar performance to that. But anyways, just want to finish off by saying a massive thank you to all of our guests as always. It's been an absolute pleasure having you all on. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Before we go, as always, we allow you to shout out your socials. Beeks, we'll start with you, brother. Where can people find you?
You know the routine, United goals. Catch me on the socials at Beats Corner, which is for Instagram, at Beats_Corner, which is for Twitter. And make sure you comment, like, and subscribe on the YouTube channel as well. And make sure you subscribe to Usmaan. Let's get to 1K, man. Come on.
Yes. Let's talk United, aka Chris. Where can they find you, bro? I've said it already, haven't I, really? But
pretty. You can find me on Let's Talk United YouTube channel. Come and hit us a sub. Don't forget to sub to Usmaan Talks United as well if you're new here. And you can find me on Twitter as well at Let's Talk United, but without the E in United.
Yes. Love to see it. And Adz, same for you, brother. Where can they find you?
You can find me on my new YouTube channel, Real Estate C, on Twitter, Adz Socials, and on Twitch, Adz Socials as well. My comeback will be on Thursday with a couple of games of FIFA. And yeah, make sure to subscribe to all of these lads up here.
Yes. Love, brother. And Angus, last but not least, brother, where can they find you?
Yeah, just Twitter at PSGAJ, and also check out at PSG Talk for just more PSG stuff.
Yes.
Come on.
We're gonna be doing another collab with the lads on PSG Talk, obviously for the next picture. Hopefully, the Godman Cavani will be fit for that one. Fingers crossed. Obviously, as always, their links are down below in case you didn't catch any of that. As I always say, make sure you show them love. It's completely free to subscribe to their channels, and of course our channel. Just show love, man. That's the end of the day. Spread a bit of positivity, and hopefully, not for you, Angus, but for us, we have a positive result tomorrow. But anyways, it's been your host, Usmaan. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll be back tomorrow with the watch along and the match reaction, hopefully in good spirits. Anyways, peace.